This is as much your blunder as anyone else's. You must not forget that.
Indeed, I will not.
When Netflix graced our screens with the first installment of the Bridgerton franchise, we couldn't be happier. It was a series released in time and season as the world was faced with uncertainties of a global pandemic. We all had our fair share of sizzling hotness and romance from our favorite on-screen couple, Simon and Daphne. After the rave of the first season died down, Netflix birthed the news of the second season, and boy, were we glad. The second season of Bridgerton came with more than enough romance to keep us engaged for the whole season.
Common sense.
Well, I can certainly understand why that would be so troubling for a man like you.
If you have watched it, we are sure you enjoyed every bit of it, the twists and turns, and of course, the revelations. But what some of you don't know is that behind all the chemistry we see on screen, a lot of secrets go on. To your viewing pleasure, we have done the work, we have found these secrets, and we will share them with you. From the diva on set to the unlikely props used to aid romance, here are the secrets behind the Bridgerton Season 2 cast. For Season 1, we were given Simon Bassett and Daphne Bridgerton. Still, the attention was moved to the more rugged brother, Anthony, played by Jonathan Bailey, and the intense romance between him and Kate, played by Simone Ashley, was almost palpable. It is simply magnetic. You'd agree that it was almost impossible to take your eyes off them when they shared the screen. Of course, this season had fewer racy scenes, but even those were accounted for with slow burns. Well, a lot of you might be wondering why these two never really gave us much show of skin on screen. But the showrunner, Chris Van Dusen, revealed the secret behind it. In his words, they've never done sex scenes just for the sake of it. This makes sense if you consider the way Anthony and Kate came together in the season. In an interview with Simone Ashley, she admitted that the idea behind Bridgerton generally was to always choose quality over quantity. In the second season, intimacy was expressed in a more psychological way. We all knew what we saw in Bridgerton Season 2. The intimacy, the chemistry, eyes meeting, and fingers brushing, everything felt so real. If we didn't know better, we would have thought that the duo was a match made from heaven. Well, technically, they are on screen, but the secret behind the beautiful love story Anthony and Kate made us feel was the work of an intimacy coordinator. All the steamy scenes you watched were choreographed. In fact, a lot of work was put into choreographing the intimate scenes. Simone Ashley did mention that every time she spent on set with Jonathan Bailey was fun, and Jonathan didn't counter that. Jonathan also applauded the brilliant instincts of the casting crew for finding him his new co-star. One thing is certain, the chemistry between the leads is undeniable. It is believed that when you want to film a movie, you need to do everything you can to make the outcome satisfactory and believable for your audience, which makes a lot of sense if you think about it. Still, on the intimacy between the lovebirds, they had to develop new tricks to make their intimate scenes believable. Not only that, but these tips were also used generally to make the cast in question feel safe. Jonathan revealed that there were some rules that they had to follow. One of them is that the actors must have 3 barriers between them. They even employed the use of some unlikely props to keep the rule. Bailey revealed that at some point they had to use a half-inflated netball. He stated that this prop could allow for certain movements without having to connect physically. Simone Ashley had played in one of Netflix's series, Sex Education, before she played Kate in Bridgerton. It was on the set of Sex Education that Ashley caught the eye of showrunner Chris Van Dusen. Afterward, everything seemed to spin faster than Ashley thought. Ashley revealed that she got a few messages stating the show's interest in bringing her on board. Of course, she sent them a few audition tapes, and they had a few Zoom meetings. Afterward, Ashley met with the wonderful and gorgeous Jonathan Bailey for their chemistry test. And they hit it off. Nobody needs to tell us that, we saw it on screen. But there were a lot of things that happened afterward that you may not seem to know. Ashley, for one, had to undergo a series of accent training. She also attended dance rehearsals, and she had to learn to ride a horse. Who would have thought that the daring Kate, whose first meeting with Anthony was racing on a horse, could not ride a horse months before the film shoot started? Ashley revealed that she had only ridden a horse once in her lifetime, but Kate, on the other hand, was a born rider. Ashley also admitted that it was a bit scary for her as much as it was challenging, but she loves challenges and she knew she had to get it right. For her, learning to ride a horse was a big confidence builder, and she enjoyed the process. But Ashley was not the only one that had a hard time. Bailey did too. Back in Season 1, Bailey was the cool brother who remained in the background. The lights were not on him, so it was pretty easy for him to navigate. That's not the case in Season 2. The secret behind most of his composure on screen is his on-screen sister, Phoebe Dynevor. Having played the lead herself, it was easy for her to share a few tips on what it takes to be the lead in a Netflix series. Simply put, all you need to do as a leader is to eat healthily, keep fit, and get as much sleep as possible. That seems to be a recipe for good living. With that, Bailey didn't seem to have any issues. Riding a horse or taking dance lessons was no problem for him. What you may not know is that Bailey is in fact a stage actor, and dancing happens to be one of the things that comes easily to him. Bailey didn't forget to take notes. He called it the guide for the next Bridgerton sibling that would play the lead. We seem to only be focusing on the lovebirds, so let's move on to the others.
The Pall Mall sequence was a total highlight.
Apparently one of the most famous sequences in the book series.
For those who have read the novel, the Pall Mall game was one of the most anticipated scenes in Season 2, and there were many secrets behind it, ranging from those who had no idea what the game was and those who had to tone down their expertise because their characters demanded so. The directors encouraged the actors to practice the game before shooting, and it was revealed that most of the scene was improvised. As much as the actors had fun playing the game, some of them did not understand the game. Claudia Jessie, who played Eloise Bridgerton for one, revealed that she had no idea what the game was all about. Daphne Bridgerton, played by Phoebe Dynevor, was the worst player on set, which is quite iconic considering that in the books, she is said to know the game in and out. We did see her as the best player, but that was all thanks to the tiny strings attached to the ball that made it look like Daphne had some precision. The actor who seemed to have the upper hand was Charithra Chandran. The secret is that she grew up playing croquet. The Pall Mall is a similar version. She said that she had to tone down her skills for the show. For her, it was a struggle between her competitive drive and her need to embody her character. The actors loved shooting the scene, and it was admittedly one of their favorite scenes while shooting. We all know the adorable furry member of the Sharma family. Well, as cute as he is, working with him wasn't close to cute. In fact, it was a lot of work. Newton brought the diva drama on set. He wasn't as fun to work with on set as it appeared on the screen. There were scenes where he kept barking at intervals, and it took the expertise of the editors to cut them out. Also, he mostly didn't listen to instructions unless he's bribed with some treats. Bailey, for one, did not connect with him at first, and he often had crumbs of treats in his hands in most of the scenes where he had to interact with Newton. Ashley also stated that she was quite surprised when she saw the size of the dog, as she was expecting something smaller. We understand the stress, but we can't help but just love the adorable corgi. That's a wrap for this video. Which of the secrets was most surprising to you? Let us know in the comments section below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one. Thanks.